Hi there. So this question is slightly different, even though the ultimate goal is the same as number one. So in the last question, we were given specific points that we were supposed to test. In this question, we're not given any points necessarily. So when you're just given a function, what you want to do is you want to set f of x equal to 0 and solve. Okay. So in our case, we're going to say f of x, which is 5 times x plus 6 times x minus 11 times x minus 1 times x plus 2, we're going to set that equal to 0. This function is already very nicely factored for us, right? Which is very kind of this question. So all we have to do is apply that zero product, which means that each of these factors, these groups in parentheses, get set equal to 0. That's what the zero product property says. So we could write 5 is equal to 0. This is not true though, right? So it ends up kind of getting tossed out anyway. And then we've got x plus 6 is equal to 0. And technically we use the word or in between these. So it's this or this. The reason why we do that is when we say or in math, or could mean one, the other, or both. So it still could mean multiple answers. We're just leaving the door open, okay? So when we set x plus 6 equal to 0 and we solve, we end up with x is negative 6. So this actually represents a 0, okay? We do that again here with x minus 11 is equal to 0. Add the 11 to both sides, and we end up with x is equal to 11. This is another 0, okay? We do the same thing again. So we've got x minus 1 is equal to 0. Add 1, we get x is equal to 1. And then last but not least over here, and again, I should be writing or in between all of these, or we get x plus 2 is 0, which if we move the 2 over, we get x is negative 2. So if you were to find the zeros and kind of put them all together, so zeros of f of x, just putting them in numerical order, you would end up with x is negative 6, negative 2, 1, and 11. And what that means is if we were to make this kind of like we did question 1, if you were to plug any of these 4 numbers into this original function, you would get 0. So for example, f of negative 6 by definition would have to equal 0, okay? So there are some kind of assumptions that we make. We haven't really formally written those things down, but there are some assumptions we make. If one piece is true, then the other piece is true, or vice versa. Okay, see you in the next one.